Selamat pagi Bapak Ibu semua. Baik, saat ini waktu sudah menunjukkan pukul 9 waktu Indonesia Barat. Sebelum kita mulai acara, marilah kita mendengarkan terlebih dahulu lagu Indonesia Raya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi Bapak Ibu hadirin. Terima kasih sudah bergabung dalam webinar pada pagi hari ini. Sebelumnya izinkan saya untuk memandu acara pada pagi hingga siang hari nanti dengan menggunakan bahasa Inggris. Good morning everyone. Thank you for joining us in today's event, webinar Fintech Foundation Program Flex from 10 times 1000 Tech for Inclusion, collaboration of Digital Entrepreneurship Academy with N Group. My name is Tasha. Allow me to represent the Kominfo as MC for today's event. In this morning, I would like to welcome all of you that join us today, the participants from alumni of training, general public, association that support us, such as Asosiasi Fintech Indonesia or AFTEC, Asosiasi Fintech Pendanaan Bersama Indonesia or AFPI, Asosiasi Fintech Syariah Indonesia or AFSI, Asosiasi Layanan Urun Dana Indonesia or ALUDI, Asosiasi Indonesia Blockchain or ABI, Asosiasi Bank Syariah Indonesia or ASBISindo, Asosiasi Asuransi Syariah Indonesia or AASI, Perhimpunan Bank Umum Nasional atau Perbanas, and Asosiasi E-Commerce Indonesia or IDEA, and National Banking in Indonesia, Bank BRI, Bank Mandiri, and BNI. Dear participants, under the Digital Talent Scholarship or DTS of Kominfo that had been running from 2018, there are several programs that's offer training to enhance the knowledge and skills of its participants. And one of them is Fintech Foundation Program Flex, cooperation of Digital Entrepreneurship Academy and 10 times 1000 of N Group. For today's agenda, first we will have the opening speech from the Kominfo, and after that, we will continue with speech from 10 times 1000 and information about the training from N Group. For the second session, we will continue with discussion panel with the alumni of 10 times 1000 hosted by N Group. And at the end of the session, there will be introduction of Indonesia's alumni group. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, allow me to read some code of conduct throughout today's session. First, to ensure our conveniences, we limited the interaction of the participants. Participants may raise questions by sending message via the Slido link given on the chat. And second, during the session, we will give you the link for attendance and we ask for your willingness to fill it. The link for attendance will be repeated a few times through the session. You only need to submit it once. Last, there will be a group photo session at the end of the session for all participants and speakers. You may please turn on your video at the end of the session. So, because today we had very limited time, without further ado, let us begin the event. First, in our agenda will be welcoming speech and opening from DI Kominfo will be brought by Mr. Said Mirza Pahlevi. Mr. Mirza is the head of Center for Research and Development of Postal and Information Technology Resources, Equipment and Services, or Puslitbang SDPPPI in Bahasa Indonesia. Mr. Mirza, when you're ready, the time is yours.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Senior Director, International Public Policy and Government Affairs of Ant Group and Team, Fintech Association and Banking in Indonesia, honored guests, alumni of Training Fintech Foundation Program Flex, participants of webinar Fintech Foundation Program Flex, and also various honor invitation. Good morning and selamat pagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, we send praise and thanks to God that we can hold webinar Fintech Foundation Program Flex today at Saturday, September 17 to 2022, which an event that held together by Digital Entrepreneurship Academy of Ministry of Communication and Informatics and team from Ant Group. Dear honored audience, the Industry Revolution 4.0 give us a lot of convenience from the way of our work and live. It makes transaction to be a lot of easier than before. With many marketplaces, we can purchase various goods from any place at any time. This also make a lot of room for founder to open new kind of business, especially in financial technology area. And financial technology is an innovation in the financial and services that have seen a lot of growth. According to Indonesia Byte.id, Indonesia FinTech has very huge growth from last 10 years, where the user of FinTech from 2006 to 2007 only around 7%, while in 2017, the users had been increased at 78%, with the total of value of fintech transaction in Indonesia during 2017 is 15.02 billion US dollars, or equal to 202.77 trillion rupiah. And according to Indonesia's Financial Service Authority, or OJK, at July 2022, we had 102 fintech operators with total assets of 4,882 and 44 billion rupiah. With the huge growth we've seen on fintech area, it makes this to be one of industry that receive a lot of attention from government. The president also expressed his faith that the economy based on digital in Indonesia can keep growing, starting from sector of banking, insurance, and financial technology. President asked that in order for Indonesia able to be another digital giant after China and India, this momentum must be addressed accordingly, and also with the effort to build strong and sustainable digital finance ecosystems. Dear honored audience, the growth of technology become challenge and opportunity for all of us, not just to create business based on digital, but also to strengthen national talents and human resource in the field of various technology lines such as programmer, engineer, analyst, and etc. One of government's effort to encourage the growth of human resource and skill and capability in digital era through digital talent scholarships, or also known as DTS, held by the Ministry of Communication and Informatics since 2017, with many academies and various target of learning and participants, including Digital Entrepreneurship Academy, or DEA. Of course, we cannot fulfill the training program by ourselves, which makes the cooperation with many sectors, both government and private, become more important. The Digital Entrepreneurship Academy in this year able to offer various training programs with the corporations such as Gojek, Grab, Google, Micromentor, Tokopedia, Bukalapak, University of Indonesia, and many more. Also, the cooperation from other government institutions, associations, and universities in terms of support for the training. This includes today's webinar from the Fintech Foundation program Flex Training, which is delivered by the cooperation with 10 times 1,000 program of N Group, which later the team from the N Group will give information about the training and share experience from its alumni, which I sincerely hope can spark interest for those of you who hadn't joined the training yet. Dear honor audience, today's webinar can only be held not just by the cooperation of team from Digital Entrepreneurship Academy of Ministry of Communication and Informatics and team from N Group, but but also because of the support and participation of those who had joined the training, graduate, and participate with us as alumni today. We also would like to give appreciation for all participants, including fintech association and banking that had helped spread the information of training from the beginning. Hopefully, this activity can provide benefits for everyone, especially participants, in order to gain knowledge and insight in digital entrepreneurship. Thank you. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Mirzal, for the welcoming speech and also opening today's event, the webinar Fintech Foundation Program Flex from 10 times 1000 Tech for Inclusion, collaboration of DA Kominfo and N Group. Next, for our agenda is the introduction of 10 times 1000 by Mr. Jason Pau. Mr. Jason is the program lead of 10 times 1000 Tech for Inclusion. And today he will give us introduction for the 10 times 1000 foundation is about. Mr. Jason, when you're ready, the time is yours.
Thank you, Tasa. And thank you, Mr. Mirza, for those remarks. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jason Pau. I am the program lead for 10 times 1000 Tech for Inclusion. I'm also a senior director at Ant Group. And it is an honor for us to be here today. Let me also commend Kominfo, DEA for its work across Indonesia in catalyzing the local entrepreneur community. Thank you as well to all the associations, fintech experts, industry participants, rising talents that are here today. Digital technology and fintech, these are the main arteries of the digital economy for today and for tomorrow. And we at Ant Group and 10 times 1000 are particularly excited because we have seen the rise of digital technology and fintech in Indonesia, and we think the future is absolutely bright. But as we look ahead, I believe this digital journey that we all share together is just beginning. From mom and pop shops in Jakarta to all the entrepreneurs spread across Indonesia's thousands of islands, digital technology and fintech have the power to enable more opportunities. But technology alone will not solve this digital puzzle. Digital talent is also needed. It is estimated that in the Asia-Pacific region, we will have a shortage of almost 50 million tech talents by 2030. How do we solve this? Our own digital entrepreneur journey at Ant Group started 18 years ago. And from the beginning, our focus has been on solving problems, solving customer pain points through innovation and technology. And along with our partners across Indonesia, we look forward to contributing more of our experiences, more of our expertise, to partner to work towards Indonesia's country's digital development goals. We, over the last several years at Ant Group, have really looked at what are the exciting growth trajectories that is driving our business and will drive our business for the next 10, 15, 20 years. We have 5. Mobile payments, the internet or internet technology. 3rd is digital finance. 4th is globalization. And 5th and finally is digital technology. All of these represent huge businesses on their own. And all of these exciting growth trajectories also represent huge opportunities to drive inclusion. These growth trajectories are also thriving in Indonesia today, and we think is going to have huge potential going forward. So here today, myself and my colleagues are here to introduce 10 times 1000 Tech for Inclusion. And in fact, Indonesia has a very special meaning for this program because it was in Bali, Indonesia in October of 2018 that 10 times 1000 was officially announced as a philanthropic initiative supported by Alipay and the International Finance Corporation, IFC. The mission of 10 times 1000 is to support human capital development across the global emerging markets to train rising talents, tech talents on fintech. We know that digital technology can play a big role in building back from the pandemic, and COVID-19 has shown the world how important digital skills are to our daily life and the economy. And so today I'm very pleased to announce that 10 times 1000 is honored to be deepening our partnership with Kominfo and DEA to recruit even more rising talents and learners. And we're particularly focused on ensuring more women have access to these opportunities. So what is 10 times 1000? We offer customized training programs in key areas of fintech and the digital economy. Today, we are among the top fintech programs that is accessible anywhere. We feature curriculum that is focused on building the mindset, building your knowledge base, and also delivering skills, practical skills that you need to be a leader in the digital economy. We don't teach coding, to be clear on that. It's not an engineering program, but instead, we hope to train learners on how to apply technologies, things that you've heard of, artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing. How do you apply these to solve real problems? How do you use these technologies to drive business? How do you use them to drive inclusion? Our experts are amazing. Not only do we have some of the top Ant Group experts lecturing, but also some of Indonesia's finest, including the CEO of Dana and also the Chief Product Officer of Dana as well. So the last point on 10 times 1000, this is quite important, is it is much more than an online classroom. We are building a global. We have an extremely vibrant community that constantly talks to each other. Today, this community represents nearly 70 countries and regions around the world. Last year, we trained over 1,000 learners. This year, we have another 400. Through our partnership with Kominfo, we nearly have 300 registered across Indonesia. So let me close by saying, seize this opportunity. We are honored to work with Kominfo to provide this platform with our global partners. My colleague, Kyle, will share more in detail on the program. But join us on this journey to drive fintech and to drive digital inclusion globally. So with that, let me close and thank you all for your time.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jason, for the introduction of the 10 times 1000 program. And the 10 times 1000 Tech for Inclusion was jointly launched by the International Finance Corporation, or IFC, a member of the World Bank Group and Alipay in 2018. And from Mr. Jason's explanation, we hope all of us can know what is 10 times 1000 Tech for Inclusion is. Next in our agenda is the explanation of the Fintech Foundation Program Flex, is about by Mr. Kyle Smith. Mr. Kyle is the head of content of the 10 times 1000. And in today's webinar, besides the alumni of the training, we also had participants that hadn't joined the training yet. So some of you may had some inquiries about what is the training is about. So Mr. Kyle, when you're ready, the time is yours.
Thank you, Tasia, and thank you to all of our participants today and to Kominfo as well. It's really a pleasure to be here and an honor as well. My name is Kyle. I am the head of content with 10 times 1000. So I design, our programs, our curriculum, and the learning experience that we deliver to our learners. And I'd like to share with you, a very brief introduction to some of our programs, what we've built, what we can offer in terms of value, and what we're building going forward so that you can see what you'll experience as a member of this community. But before I share my PowerPoint here, I'd like to invite my colleagues to share a short video, which I think will give you just a little bit of a feel of what our programs offer. So let's go ahead and play the video.
It's your time to flex. Ten times 1000 Tech for Inclusion. A leading fintech training platform introduces the Fintech Foundation program, Flex. Flex your mind, flex for inclusion, flex for you. With this custom curriculum designed to enhance your mindset, knowledge, skills, your foundation in fintech from blockchain to AI, security, IoT, and computing. The world of fintech is changing, and so are you. To help you stay ahead of the curve, this fully online digital certificate program brings cutting-edge content from global experts and industry leaders in a flexible and self-paced learning framework created for busy professionals like you. Join a global fintech community of innovators and changemakers. Leverage the latest technology to solve problems and take your career to the next level. Let's flex together to drive digital economic growth. Are you in?
Okay, thank you, team. So let me go ahead and share my PowerPoint here. And, I hope that video gave you a little bit of a taste. And now I will try to, kind of walk you through the design in a little bit more detail here. So I'm going to introduce our programs and curriculum. From kind of a high level, just to give you a bit of an overview here in terms of, how we design this and sort of what it looks like. At the bottom here, we've got our learning journey. So we have, kind of a whole journey in terms of how we design our programs, how they fit together, how the lessons are designed. And these are created, by ourselves, but also with the guidance of our curriculum steering committee, a group of experts who help us design all of our programs. And of course, with tremendous input from our learners who are telling us, what they need to move to the next level in their career, what is important to them, what are the gaps in their knowledge. We take all this information and we use this to kind of design the foundation of our programs. And as Jason mentioned, all of our lessons are delivered by this really outstanding cohort of global experts, coming from industry, coming from, different types of organizations, but they are really just thought leaders in these different, very important fields. And they come and they deliver, really world-class content to us, which we then, turn into our custom designed lessons. We have our own design methodology. We have our own learning journey to sort of help you move forward in your career. And moving up to the second level here is our structured curriculum, which, as Jason mentioned, is designed to provide the mindset, knowledge, and skills to become a leader in the digital economy. So I'll talk a little bit more about that when we go into some of the actual programs. But basically, these are the three key areas that we want to impart to you as a learner and a member of the 10 times 1000 community. And of course, all of our learning is designed for busy professionals. All of our learners, they have work experience already. They're working professionals. So, we design our programs to be flexible so you can learn, at your own pace. You can sort of watch the video lessons. You can become part of the community and be able to do it actually fully online without having to be physically anywhere. So really trying to make the content, bite-sized and snackable, as we like to say, so that you can experience the best learning experience possible, with the understanding that you're on a busy working schedule. And before I go into the programs, of course, none of this would be possible without our global partner network. So really key partners such as Kominfo, who really make this all possible. They sort of help us recruit learners. They provide us with, access to these different learners who are interested in joining this community, lecturers as well, and really, a whole assortment of different aspects of this program and this platform that they assist us with. So, definitely a special thanks to all of our partners in our global partner network. And so getting a little bit more into the content design here, as I mentioned earlier, we have a curriculum steering committee. These are, global experts in fintech, in digital economy, in online training and education, and they help us design our programs, design our methodology, design our curriculum, and all of the lessons that we deliver to our learners. And again, the speakers, the lecturers in the program, they don't just come from Ant. They come from Ant. They come from China. They come from other organizations. They come from all over the world. So it's really very unique, sort of collection of these global thought leaders who are coming to deliver this training around digital economy, around financial inclusion, and these different key technologies and skill sets. It's really quite a special, community of learners, but also lecturers that we have here. So we are, of course, very grateful for their time and support as well. And as Jason mentioned, we have many great lecturers from Indonesia, including the CEO of Dana. So we are grateful for that support. And the content itself is hosted on 10x1000.org. So this is our custom online learning platform where the learners can come, they can access the content, sign up for programs, they can access the video lessons, they can take quizzes to test their knowledge. And of course, if you complete the programs, you will be able to access a digital certificate certified by Alipay and IFC, which is actually powered by blockchain technology. All of our lessons, they're divided into smaller modules, so you can go through them at your own pace. You can leave comments, you can find other learners and other members of the community, and you have access to this content, basically in perpetuity. So it's really kind of a special learning platform, and this is where we host all of our programs. So going, one level deeper into the actual programs themselves, this is the Fintech Foundation program, which has been mentioned a few times so far. And, at the top level here, you will see what we've talked about in terms of the three kind of core modules that we focus on: the mindset, knowledge, and skills. So the mindset, this is really about sort of, kind of the why, basically. What is the connection between digital technology and financial inclusion? How is it that financial inclusion is so much more possible now that we have advancements in digital technology? And we have some great lecturers here who talk about, the journey of digital technology and inclusive growth, talk about what Ant is doing in this field, covering financial inclusion in Asia, and really, high level kind of digital economy and inclusion trends. So that's kind of setting the foundation. And then we go into knowledge, which is, what's going on in the industry? What are the best practices? What do you need to know? And here, in this program, really talking about the tech behind fintech, specifically focusing on, blockchain, AI, security, IoT, cloud computing, because these are kind of the technologies that make, this new drive possible. So giving an overview of that, and then talking about some, applications and sort of how this technology is actually being applied. And then finally, in the skills module, this is really, we're bringing in two CEOs of leading fintech wallets in Southeast Asia, in this case, to really give you some practical skill sets and mental models that you can take away and apply directly in your career. So frameworks for thinking about how to use technology to scale your business, to scale your company, or leveraging technology to solve user pain points and improve your product or service, but really providing those specific, mental models and frameworks to really become a leader within your company and within the digital economy. And yeah, we launched this program last year, and we were, very excited to bring this to our community. We had some really great feedback. Over 1,000 learners going through the program. We had a very high satisfaction rating, which we are, both humbled and honored about. And yeah, just, some really fantastic feedback of learners, letting us know that they found this valuable, in terms of, what they can apply within their career. So that is, really what we like to hear. But of course, last year was just the start, really, of our online out to expand our breadth. So more programs, more advanced learning paths. our depth. So we wanted to go deeper on key areas that our community talked to us about, technology, digital transformation, product, diversity. So we wanted to bring in, more diverse regions and organizations in terms of delivering the content in the lectures, and, practicality. So making sure that we have really practical case studies and solutions that you can take away and you can apply in your company, in your organization, and in your career. So these are some of the guiding principles of what we've added this year. And so a couple of things that we're excited to share. For the foundation program, we're actually adding new lessons, including one on financial inclusion in Africa, and one focusing on tech solutions that are available now. So, if you're from a smaller company, or if you feel like there's a gap between some of these advanced digital technologies, we're offering this lesson to give some, kind of quicker steps that you can take to start to tap into the, advancements in terms of these technologies. And we are also rolling out this program in French, and we'll continue to roll out our programs in different languages in the coming years to make sure we're being as inclusive as possible. We are also rolling out the Fintech Expert Program, which actually just launched recently. And this is basically the advanced learning path on top of the foundation program. So this is, if you're in a college course, this would be like the 201 series, and the foundation program would be like the 101 series. And this program is also, available to all of our learners, to all of the members of our community. It's free. There's no charge to access it. All of this great content, basically any alumni, so anyone who's completed the foundation program is able to access this content as well. And it's, going really deeper into digital transformation. So what are the key trends you need to know at a high level? And then also within an organization, how do you become a driver of digital change and transformation? And then going really deeper into some of these key technologies, AI, blockchain, cloud computing, really taking a deeper dive into what is the technology behind it, what makes it possible, and sharing some applications for how to leverage that. And then finally, on the skills, we have some really outstanding lecturers coming from different regions around the world talking about designing your tech strategy, actually using AI for financial inclusion, implementing blockchain in the enterprise. And another outstanding lecturer that we have from Indonesia, this is Rengo Waseno, Chief of Products at Dana, talking about building a world-class fintech product, which is really a masterclass on best practices in developing, a product, a fintech product, or even one just in the digital economy. So we've had some really positive feedback on this program so far, and we're excited to continue to offer this to our community. And one other program we are launching a little bit later this year is a Green Fintech mini series. So this will be talking about, kind of a high level overview of what is Green Fintech, why does it matter, what is sort of the ecosystem of different players, and how do they come together? And then offering some real practical case studies on green finance, on creating a green fintech solution, with, again, another outstanding, selection of lecturers. And this will be something we continue to add as we go forward into the future. We will add more what we call mini series. So these are, just a short program on a specific topic. The reason we want to TAPS 1000 is part of a single program, but you're going to have access to a growing library of courses, of lecturers, of new content that is going to continue to be updated. So this is a growing initiative, and we will continue to expand it as we go forward into the future. So a little bit about the application. I've got our different programs highlighted here: the foundation program, the expert program, the Green Fintech mini series, and a different program I didn't go into, which is the leadership program, which is a little bit more niche, targeted towards CXO type leaders. But basically, professionals with at least 3 years of experience in a fintech or digital economy related role are welcome to apply. In all of our applications, we basically recruit through our partners. So like, Kominfo DEA would be one of our partners who can recruit through. So we will be able to provide more details on that a little bit later. But of course, if you have any questions, you can also reach out to us at info@10times1000.org to learn more. So thank you so much for your time. I've put our URL here if you'd like to just read a little bit more about the programs. Again, you can reach us at info@10times1000.org if you have any questions. And yeah, just as a final comment here, I'd just like to say, like Jason mentioned, this is more than a class, it is a community. So what I've shared here is our programs, our content, but really we have a very active and engaged community of global professionals who are passionate about digital economy and inclusion. And by joining 10 times 1,000, you become part of this community. So we hope to see all of you there. Thank you for your time, and I will turn it back over to the team here.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kyle, for the explanation and information about the training and also the video, yeah? We hope from the information that Mr. Kyle shared with us today, it will spark the interest to join the training for the participants that haven't joined the training yet. And for the next agenda, we already have the information about the 10 times 1,000 and also the training of Fintech Foundation Program Flex. To complement it, today we also have two of our alumni of training that will share with us their experiences after joining the training. Join with us in today's webinar, we had two of our alumni, Mr. Aaron Ong, the manager of for Artificial Intelligence at PT Epsindo Prima Solusi, and Mrs. Gracia Klana, lecturer at Faculty of Agriculture, Catholic University of De La Salle, Manado. The discussion will be hosted by Mr. Dongye Yang, and Mr. Dongye is the head of operations 10 times 1,000 Tech for Inclusion, and he will lead today's dialogue with two representatives of our alumni. Mr. Dongye, when you're ready, the time is yours.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, thank you. And it's my pleasure to be here to share to host the session. And together with me today, we have two alumni who came to us through the Kominfo channel, and I would like to invite them both to the stage, Mr. Aaron and also Ms. Gracia. Yeah, while waiting for Gracia and Mr. Aaron, I think it's really glad to have them both join us today, and I really like to take this opportunity to have them to share their very first-hand experience with 10 times 1,000. And interestingly, they have a different background. I think Aaron is from more like a industry sector, and from academia sector. And I think them both represent a really majority of the Indonesian alumni from our program.
Hey, hi, Dongye.
Hi,
Morning,
Aaron.
everyone. Yes.
Morning. Hi, Aaron. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm great. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for your time. And can we have Gracia on the stage as well?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I can see you now. Hey, Gracia, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah. Thanks so much, both of you, to make the time on Saturday morning, and I hope it's a nice session for you. So yeah, while Jason and Kyle has already made introduction about 10 times 1,000 and also our FinTech Foundation program. So I think it will be a really good opportunity for you both to share your experience to the audiences today, because you recently finished the 10 times 1,000 FinTech Foundation program Flex. So before we start, can I ask you to make an introduction of yourself? And we can go to Gracia first, and then Aaron, you will be the next. Is that okay? Okay, Gracia?
Oh. Okay, thank you so much, Dongye, and hi to Aaron. We just finished our MVP capstone.
Hey, hi, gracias. Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for having me in here. My name is Gracias. I currently work as a lecturer in Faculty of Agriculture, Catholic University of De La Salle, Manado. I am majoring in agribusiness management, especially in digital marketing. So basically, I don't even have a background of fintech. And then I attend Fintech Foundation Program Flex. It's around May or June this year. So yeah, that's for me. Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Gracia. Next, let's go to Aaron.
Okay, thank you, Dongye, and thank you, Gracia. Okay, first of all, I would like to say thank you for you everyone here And also I thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my experience during my time in learning with the 10 times and 1000. So my name is Aaron. I'm a senior product manager for artificial intelligence. I have at the Indo Prima Solusi. We are very focusing on the AI technology, and I've done a lot of talk and discussion about AI in many enterprise and as well as in education and universities. So back to you, Dongyi.
Thanks for both of you for the introduction. So my next question is like, what makes you interested in the 10 times 1000 program? Because Gracia, I know you have a background in academia, and also you are actually focusing on agribusiness, and then definitely around you are basically in the field. So what were the motivations for you to join the program?
Okay.
Gracia.
You addressed the question for me to answer first. Okay, so let me tell you guys, what motivates me, because this program is taught in English. I have to say that. Yeah, what motivates me, because this program is taught in English. Rather than that most of Indonesian is really scared about English, right? But for me, it drives me crazy when I have a free program that taught in English. Why? Because I can learn both things. First is the lesson. The language itself, the English, and the second one, the most important, is the program itself. The program itself. So let me tell you a short story about that. I got to know 10 times 1000 from Kominfo. They sent me an invitation to attend this program. So with my colleagues from financial management, we joined this program. And after that, at first, after joining, I was curious what kind of program is this FFP Flex? Because you know that, Dongye, I'm from agriculture, right? So I don't have the background of fintech. But then I was thinking how I could contribute to the field of work I was working on as a lecturer. And then, is it worth it to spend hours or days to be in the program? And you know what, Viola, after joining the program, I found it met my curiosity perfectly. Fintech Foundation Program Flex has opened my mind to another beauty side of technology. The implication is especially in supporting financial inclusion. In short, curiosity got me into this program, but perseverance took me along to finish this program, because it's really hours, right, to finish the program, and take you to be persistent to finish it all on time. So that motivates me. English.
That's really interesting answer to the question. And yeah, so as well here, before I turn to Aaron, I think I just want to ask you the follow-up question. So after all that, English and also the content drive you to us. So what was your overall experience with us, and anything impressive to share?
Overall experience, it's a mind-blowing session, It's a mind-blowing experience with the great professors and also professionals. They are really rich and generous in sharing their expertise, their experience, so that I really have a new mindset about how technology can be put as a solution to financial inclusion. And then, as far as that, it improves me, of course, my English skills as well in listening, right? I learned to listen from people abroad talking in English, and then at the same time has to elaborate my mind. what they are talking about, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, blockchain, that it's really off from my expertise. But it's really great for me to learn something new, something very different from my field of work. And suddenly, right now, I integrate these lessons to my lesson plan. Actually, I'm saying that. So thank you, Dongya. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, 10 times the 1,000 for that. It's an amazing experience for me. Thanks, though.
Thank you, thank you. And we are also so glad to hear that our program actually helped you, not only from the mindset and also the technology knowledge, and also help you to really build up your English skills, and also to give you like some inspirations on your lectures. Okay, let's move on to Aaron. Hi.
Hey. Hi.
Hey, Aaron. Yeah. So can you please share your experience, because you have a distinct background compared to Gracia. You're actually in the field. So yeah, what drives you here?
Okay. So yeah, actually I've been involved in this program with my company. I think it's 2021, and then I'm very enthusiastic when I heard that there is a fintech program that I can apply, because it's like my role in my company is also has to learn about many use cases about AI and technology, AI especially. So I want to learn about how the implementation of the AI technology in financial fintech, financial technology, and how the company or the startup using it to solve many problems in our society, and what the motivation behind the technology or the solution.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Just as what I did to Gracia, just a follow-up question to you. So, do you find if our program content really help you to to learn more about the fintech landscape, or any inspirations to your daily work from our program content?
Yeah. Okay. I think the program is prepared very well and designed very well. You can see every lesson that we are learning from it. Every time we learn something new, and we from the motivation or the reason why we have to be care about financial inclusion, what motivation, and also how the technology will develop, and how the technology is used in the specific kind of to solve some particular problem, and they are well said by the expert, by the people who run the solution or the technology, and then they will tell you about the struggle, the difficulties, and also how to improve their solution, and how can they solution can help many people, especially unbanked people. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Really, it's really a pleasure to know that our program actually helps, both from like a practitioner and also from our academic background learners. So, well, let me put a last question to Aaron first, and then let's move back to Gracia. So my last question, because today we have many people from Indonesia. They are here and they have never joined us. And I think they are here just to want to better understand what is 10 times 1,000 and what is the program about. Any suggestions, any advices, or any last comments to the future learners from Indonesia?
Okay, yeah. From me first, yeah. Okay. So I think for the one who will join this program, I encourage you to take this very seriously and learn from the expert. You will learn many speakers from the startup, from the financial institution. They come with a very different background and different experience, and you will learn. And like I said, you will learn many things, and you will learn new every time you open the lesson. And I hope you guys create something or create solution or product in financial inclusion that will support Indonesian, especially for the unbanked people in Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Let's get Gracia.
Okay.
Yeah, so Gracia, from your end,
Yes.
what will be your suggestion or comment to the future learners from Indonesia to our program?
Uh, well, actually, I do agree with what Aaron said that you should have to take this seriously because it's seriously a nice journey for you uh, after you joining this program. So do not hesitate, do not get scared because of the barriers of your language because you're not really that fluent in English. I do as well because our mother tongue is Indonesian, not English. So don't worry about that. Even Donye or Yinfan or Kyle or others members of the last program never judging you by the barriers of the language, but we help each other to complete our lesson together. Do not think that because it taught in English, so I got scared to participate more in this program. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Until now, we also have the same struggle with the barriers of the language. So I need you to be curious, be passionate, just having some fun, but take it seriously because you will gain so much from this program. You will gain so much. And I have to say that if you really love Indonesia as your homeland and you would like to participate more with the government to serve the undeserved, to help giving solutions for our problems, especially in financial, like to the farmers, to the women, to the millennials or rural communities that hasn't been touched. Guys, this is the time to contribute with us. So with the help of Ant Group and also Kominfo, join us with this program because it's really a great journey for you guys. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gracia. Thanks for all the all the great words on us, and it's really nice to have you. And also, it's really nice to have Aaron here to share experience. Yeah, as I said, next time teach me some Bahasa so that I can say hi in Bahasa to the to the audiences.
Sure.
Yeah, I know because I'm not hesitant to take another language, and I think Bahasa will be an interesting one. So again, thanks for your time to join us on a Saturday morning and to share your experience. I hope really that helps to the audiences. And yeah, thanks. Let's catch up again in the community. Thank you, Gracia.
Sure, bye.
Thanks, Aaron. Okay, yeah, that's basically the sharing from our alumni. And they both recently joined us through the Kominfo channel and completed the Fintech Foundation program Flex. And also they've already completed another advanced program. So that's why we invited them here. I think, their sales are really a, great reference to you to really make a decision to join us. And next, because I think one word has been mentioned multiple times before by Jason, by Kyle, and also by Gracia and Aaron. The word is community. So I think that's another important word in 10 times 1,000. So let me give you more flavor on our community. Hold on, let me share my screen. So we always say that 10 times 1,000 is not just a classroom, it's a community. So basically we build up the program content as what Kyle has explained. We invited all the excellent lecturers from around the world to give us the cutting edge knowledge and also skill sets. However, we also believe in addition to the program content, the other big value is our learners themselves, because they are practitioners like Arun, they are enthusiasts like Gracia. And we would like to encourage our learners to interact with each other. We encourage them to share their ideas, find solutions, and follow discussions. So we also encourage them to join us to participate in building our community and to help each other with their business challenges and innovations. So we actually have different type of community events. In our webinar, online webinar sessions, our annual summit, we always invite industry leaders like Ranga Wizeno, like Vince from Dana, and also other industry leaders from other organizations around the world to share their knowledge, their best practices to in the fintech and digital economy. And we hope that is actually bring the inspirations to our community. And also, we listen to the voice from our fellow learners. They have a very outstanding experience in their own market, in their own field. They are the practitioners in the industry. They have the substantial know-how. So we always give that chance to our learners to share their voice at our virtual events. And last but not least, local community events. We are still under the pandemic of COVID-19, but there are some countries people can't really get closer. So we actually work close with our local partners and learners to host local community events and to dive into the growing trend of the fintech in local markets. That's where we have partners like Kominfo and also learners like Aaron and also Gracia. We can work with them to host events with specific focus on the local market like Indonesia, and to really talk about the industry dynamics there, so that can provide more value and benefits to the learners from the country. So talk about Indonesia. Really thanks for Kominfo and the DEA, and we are really delighted to partner with them to expand our reach in the country. And now in 2022, I think Jess has mentioned that there's about 300 learners came to us through Kominfo partnership. And nearly 50% have already finished FinTech Foundation Program Flex and received their certificates. And this group is actually a really good cohort, very well balanced with a diverse background. The average age is 35, and more than 30% of them have over 10 years of work experience. That says they really have in-depth industry know-how of the country. And also, we really focus on the diversity. We encourage more female to join our community. And now in Indonesia, we have more than about 37% female learners. And also, we encourage people from the micro, small, and medium enterprises to join us, because we do believe our program content will be helpful to you to build up your business. So what to expect? We are going to build the exclusive social groups to connect with you and your fellow learners in Indonesia. And we, together with the EA of Kominfo, we are going to send the industry dynamics into the social group, which will be relevant to your career, to your country. And we look forward to work with Kominfo and also our local learners to host local community events so we can gather you together, so you can connect closer with each other. And there will be more. We expect you to join us to build this together with us. And that's all from my sharing today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dongye, for leading the discussion with our two alumni and also give us the introduction of Indonesia's alumni group. We thank also for the two of our alumni, Mr. Aaron and Mrs. Gracia, that had shared their experiences with us today. So for those of you participants that had joined and complete the training, you may have joined the global group and can also had the opportunity with 10 times 1000 to make alumni group for Indonesian alumni. Now we already arrived. So, Mr. Dongye, do you had the Indonesian alumni group that you can introduce to us? Mr. Dongye, are you still here?
Yeah, I think yeah, I've done that introduction, and the social group will be shared through the alumni channels, so people will get the access to it. So we still encourage people to join us by completing the program.
Okay, so we will give you the information for the social group later.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So now we already arrived at the last agenda of our session today, which is the Q&A session. And I will read some question from the floor. Number 1, question from Eja Armas Hardi from Uin Sultan Saifuddin Jambi. The question to Mr. Kyle, and the question is how to connect Flex program into the untouchable potential resources region in Jambi. Mr. Kyle, when you're ready, the time is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Could you repeat the question there? I didn't quite catch it.
Okay, sorry. So the question is, do you know how to connect the Flex program into the untouchable potential resources region in Jambi?
Yeah, I'm not sure about this specific region, but I think in general, what I can comment on for Flex is that basically what it is the foundation program is kind of like our foundation of what we think is really important to become a leader in the digital economy. So it kind of covers these key areas like digital technology and financial inclusion, sort of, key technologies, specific skill sets. So generally, I think it should be applicable to different regions. And we do have lecturers coming from, many different regions, including Indonesia. So we think that should be helpful for you. So I hope that helps, but I'm not aware of that specific region.
Okay, thank you. Hope it answered the question from Mr. Eja. Okay, for the next question, we have the question for Mr. Dongye or Mr. Kyle from Eric in Bandung. The question is, can you be involved in this training because you don't have experience in the fintech field? I guess you can explain it.
Sure. Let me jump in on this one. So, yeah, I would say you don't need to have experience in the fintech field specifically. Basically, our requirement is that we're looking for working professionals, so people who have at least 3 years of experience, and it can be in fintech or it can be in sort of a more broadly defined digital economy role. So you don't have to be a fintech expert, but we do want individuals who have some working experience, and the reason for that is really because, as Jason, as Dongye have mentioned, the community aspect is so important. So we think it's important for people to have a little bit of work experience so they can, better understand the content, but also, bring their own perspectives and experience to the community and share that with their fellow learners. So in short, no, you don't have to be a fintech professional specifically to access the program. You just need at least 3 years of work experience in the digital economy.
Thank you, Mr. Kyle, for the answer. Okay, hope it will answer for Mr. Eric in Bandung. And for the next question, we have Kiki from Jakarta. The question is for Mr. Dongye or Mr. Kyle. The question is, do you have some advice, things to prepare before enroll and during the program?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the program doesn't require you to, do any sort of preparatory work specifically. But I think my main advice would be actually to think about these topics as it relates to your organization or career. because you'll be able to see kind of the topics that are covered in the program in advance. And I think if you reflect a little bit, sort of perhaps like what are your challenges when it comes to, for example, leveraging technology to scale your company or to solve user pain points, or when we get to like the FinTech expert program, thinking about digital transformation, right? So if you're in a large company, what are some of your challenges when it comes to driving digital transformation, maybe even within your team or your department, or some of the other, technologies like AI, blockchain, these types of things. So I think my main advice would be to just start to think a little bit about, the different topics of the program and sort of how it connects to you personally, in your career, in your organization, where you are. And so that when you come into the program, you can really be thinking about, your specific use cases, your specific pain points, and you can, use that when you're watching the lessons, but also you can engage with the community on these topics. We see a lot of really interesting discussion within our community, within the different teams that are in some of our programs, talking about, okay, in my region, these are some of the use cases I see for this technology, or these are some of the challenges we have, and they find sort of commonalities. So I think my main advice would just to be, yes, think a little bit about, these different topics within the program and specifically how it relates to you, where you are in your career or within your organization.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kyle, for the answer. I hope it will answer the curiosity of the participant that hadn't joined the program yet. So finally, we had arrived at the end of our session. We are apologize. We cannot cover all of the question because of the limited time. So before we close the session, for those of you who would like to join the training program, you can join at komin.fo/10 times 1000. And you can follow with this slide for the steps to, So before we close today's webinar, let us turn on our video for photo session. Okay, for participants that hadn't turn on their video, you may please turn on your video for us to taking photo session. Okay. Let's take pictures on my cue. 1, 2, 3. Smile, everyone. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much for you all that have participate for this morning. And finally, we had arrived at the end of our webinar. Thank you for the honorable speakers and participants from general public and associations for joining us in today's wonderful session for webinar FinTech Foundation Program Flex from 10 times 1000 Tech for Inclusion, collaboration of Digital Entrepreneurship Academy with N Group. Don't forget to fill the attendance and also join us in the training with the link on that column, on chat column, komin.fo/10 times 1000. We hope you enjoyed today's session and we apologize for any flaws and mistakes during the session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Produk lokal